The whole thing. I was supposed to have 3 minutes.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Just FYI, I did skip local again.
I did it.
It's the JR Show from Studio 99 at the
That's
American
me.
General Media Complex. On air at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Online at kernradio.com. Now, here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. You can download that Kern Radio app to your smart device. Take us anywhere you go. Plus, we're also streaming live on YouTube. That's right. Head over to YouTube. Look up Kern Radio, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come along with us every day at 2:05. We're also on social media. Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just look up Kern Radio. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR? Welcome finally to 2026 officially. I know I was here on Friday, but some of you or most of you probably weren't. Let's just be real. For all of those that are going back to work today after a long vacation, I mean you teachers specifically, good luck getting back into routine. And
You had a vacation?
No, what's that?
There's a vacation that happened?
Oh yeah, teachers get 2 weeks off, man. You know.
I don't know. I've worked here for so long.
No, we don't get vacation. I mean, I took a couple of days off, but I was
that
still
seems
here.
to be a myth.
Yeah, vacation. What are you talking about? You're taking half a day on Friday. Big old liar. I make me feel sorry for Chris. He's taking half a day. He ain't gonna be here on Friday. My daughter's birthday. He's gone. Figure it out.
You didn't tell me that before.
No, I'm just playing. I'll be here anyway. She'll be in school, but I don't even know where I was at now. Oh, yes, it officially is the start of the new year as not only teachers, but county workers get back to work. It's almost like they're the government. You know what I mean? They just take a season off, and it's like 2 or 3 weeks where nobody works, and that's what we all just experienced. But welcome finally to 2026, and welcome to the JR Show. If you're new here, hi. We have a great show for you lined up today. Boy, do we. All the news, whether it's national or local, of course, we'll talk about what happened in Venezuela and the president. Do I have to do air quotes? The president of Venezuela was captured over the weekend by the United States. I'll give you my thoughts. Yes, 2 things can be right at the same time, and I'll explain when I get into it. Don't worry. What else is going on nationally? Tim Walz decides that, you know what, probably not a good idea to rerun for governor right now. And it's not because I think he's going to run for president either. We'll tell you why governor of Minnesota has decided to step down and who might step in to take his place. And then we'll break down with our man, Chris Burdick from the Early Bird Special over on our sister station, KGEO Sports Talk, 1230 AM, 101.1 FM. The Early Bird Special from 7 to 9 a.m. Go check them out. They're also on YouTube. Just look up the Early Bird Special on YouTube.
100 subscribers.
You can go. There you go.
3, actually.
There you go. I know some of them are from here as well. So go over there and subscribe to the Early Bird Special as well if you're on YouTube. But we'll break down the weekend in sports that was, mainly the NFL, which is, as my friend Ralph Bailey says, not for long if you're a coach on Monday today. Boy, we'll talk about who's in and who's out, not just the playoffs, but coaches. A few of them let go today. One that I have personal stake in, I guess. One that Chris actually asked a question to and got on SportsCenter this year.
Oh, I got personal stake with that guy, too. I love that man for what he did for the University of Southern California.
Oh, of course. Seattle fans love him. If you don't know who we're talking about, Pete Carroll was let go as coach of the Raiders today. We'll break down who else was let go and what job it looks most desirable at this point. Sorry, ladies. We'll talk sports today. What else happened in sports? Oh, yeah. Oh, not speaking of the NFL, we'll talk about the playoffs and how, again, I can't watch this coming Saturday night's playoff game. A playoff game. I don't even get to watch a playoff game now. Bad enough I've missed the last 2 Saturdays of football because it's all on streaming. But now I'm going to miss a playoff game too. I'll explain my bitterness towards the NFL now streaming not only regular season games, but apparently playoff games as well. My beef with streaming services and their broadcast. I'll explain, don't worry. It's called a tease. I'm not going to get into it right now. And then what else is going on? Oh, yeah, I'll get into that locally. Oh, and then 2 of my favorite things. No, not the same story, but 2 of my favorite things have stories today. McRibs and Disneyland. And again, they're not related, just 2 opposite stories, and you'll have to stay tuned later in the broadcast to know what I am talking about. Had a great weekend, though. Took my daughter to Luigi's for the first time last Friday. Yes. Again, everything's blurred. But Friday, we went over to Luigi's, her first time at Luigi's, and she absolutely loved it. Loved it. The patio was closed because of the rain, as it was all weekend long. Flooding finally in Bakersfield. Goodness gracious, people don't know how many cars did I see get stuck in the rain over the weekend? Because people think, oh, I could drive through that puddle. Yeah, right. Big dummy. But we got to go to Luigi's. Great time. The only thing is, and this is you guys know the big stickler with me in DUIs and people just driving intoxicated. And I've told you before, you probably shouldn't even get in the car after having one drink. Well, there was a table of 4 younger ladies, I would call them, next to us. Maybe early 20s to maybe mid 20s. I would say 22 to 24. And I could hear their conversation from time to time. One girl just dominated the whole thing. Just yeah. It's like, dude, it's the other girl's birthday. Let her talk. Goodness gracious. I've been listening to you for 45 minutes. I haven't heard anything out of the other 3 girls. One of the things that this young lady said when she was talking about driving under the influence and how, oh, you just have to drive. You can't drive reckless. If you're going to drive drunk, you just can't drive reckless. I wanted to reach across the table and grab this young woman and say, don't ever drive intoxicated. Don't think, oh, I'm okay. I can drive intoxicated. How about if I just drive good? If I just try to drive the best that I can, if I obey all of the rules of the road, then I won't get pulled over. That's basically what she was saying, as she described another friend of theirs who doesn't do that when they drive intoxicated. And I just shook my head and just said, that's scary. That is what goes on every single, if not day, at least every weekend, right? I was terrified to even hear that conversation come from young adults. Young adults. We'll get into young adults because last Friday here locally, apparently 2 17-year-old kids decided they wanted to rob the Foods Co. on White Lane. Did you guys hear about this last Friday? Rob the Foods Co. 2 people follow them out because they see them, I guess, stealing or whatever, try to intervene. One of the 17-year-old pulls out a gun and starts shooting at the 2 people coming out after them, striking one of them, killing him. That's why they say, and I'm probably the worst at it, so just take my advice. This is one of those times where I tell you, do as I say, not as I do. Don't go after people committing crimes because something like this will happen. Some innocent man, and he's been identified by relatives as Joseph Macias, 22 years old, tried to intervene and stop these 2 kids from committing a crime, and they shot him for it and killed him. And so I just say, don't try to intervene, even though I myself have attempted to several times intervene in situations where a man was carrying an axe one time right here at our very studios, and I, like an idiot, chased after him. Not even thinking about what's this guy going to do if he actually turns around and says, oh, wait, I have the axe. So don't, as much as we all want these kinds of things to stop, it's not worth losing your life for. And unfortunately, a 22-year-old lost his life, and at the hands of teenagers, 2 17-year-old kids who I saw get arrested, by the way. They arrested him the next morning, Saturday morning. So me and my daughter I had just picked her up from her mom's house, and we had stopped at Taco Fresco. Shameless plug for them. I don't get anything for it. Trust me, I pay full price for my tacos and my menudo. But we go there sometimes when we don't feel like going to Arizona Cafe and getting down. We just go through the drive-thru and pick up some menudo. And so we're driving. We were pulling out of the drive-thru and getting back, going down California Avenue, headed west. And I could see all the lights are green all the way down. And my daughter goes, "Do you think you can make all the green lights all the way down?" I was like, "Oh, let's see." And as I say that, I see what I thought was just like some big truck rolling by through the red light. I said, wait a minute, if my light's green, how the heck did that guy just go across South H Street? And then I realized it was a SWAT truck with lights on. And my daughter's like, ooh. And she's like me, we're just nosy. I said, should I turn around? She's like, yeah. Kern County activities, Dad. My almost 9-year-old. Yes, Chris, you can shake your head. What?
Oy.
My almost 9-year-old, yes, knows about Kern County. What? I've been on, not because I've done.
It's just Kern County activities has just turned into our own version of World Star. So
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's fine. It's fine. And I've been on Kern County activities a few times.
So have I.
Not because you because of your accident, not me because I've done anything stupid, because I report news sometimes. But Chris was news one day in his car. The Kern County activities, they love their traffic. They love to do traffic ones. Well, they got a picture of Chris's car upside down. It's a bad day for Chris. I think it's funny. He'll laugh at it one day, just not today. He's still going through the process. It's a long, long process. But she's like, Kern County activity. So I flip around and we start going down South H Street. And I shared it that morning. And I have a longer video. And I have actually their faces, the 2 teenage boys' faces. At the time, I didn't realize that's who was being arrested. But halfway down South H between Brundage and California Avenue, about 4th Palm Street, somewhere around there, is where they caught these kids. And there was a bevy of police cars, and I'm just rolling. They arrested 2 girls and 2 boys. And I call them boys because they are only 17 years old. And they had the dogs out there. You can hear them you better get out of there. You're going to get bit. We'll send it. That dog's going to bite you. And finally, they ended up arresting both of them. And it's just 2 17-year-olds sticking up a Foods Co., shooting somebody that's trying to stop them. Apparently, they are also affiliated with gangs, allegedly. All this is allegedly because they haven't been to court. But just what is going on with these kids these days? That at 17, you think it's fine to just go rob a store. It's sad. Very, very sad. Otherwise, as elsewhere locally, before we get to a break, the Kern County Coroner's Office identified the man and woman who died in that apparent murder-suicide on Christmas Day out in the Northeast. They were identified as Pedro Juan Rivera Gonzalez, 49, and Francis B. Leonez Romero, 55, both of Bakersfield, according to the Coroner's Office. The cause and manner of their death will be reported at a later time. And then speaking of DUIs, no, not Madison Williams. The other guy, the Christmas Day, the Christmas parade DUI guy. 2 years. Oh, yeah, there's going to be another short delay. Another short delay, they described this one as now his trial today was granted another short delay. And you wonder why a group of 22-year-old, 23, 24-year-old girls having lunch is talking about how it's okay to drive if you're a little bit intoxicated, as long as you're not driving recklessly. Youth. Wasted on the young, Christopher. Wasted on the young. Let's get to a break. On the other side, a pair of not partners, but two separate BPD officers caught up in some scandals. Something wrong with the BPD that we don't know about? It's kind of like a CSUB situation going on, where I also saw a video. Speaking of the internet, there's somebody on, I think it's Instagram, that goes out and tries to get, you know how they do it. It's the To Catch a Predator, where they pose as little kids. Well, this guy, this civilian, does it here locally.
That's so dangerous.
So dangerous.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate what you're trying to do.
Again, don't intervene, but vigilante justice?
At some point, man, we're going to get our own version of Batman.
Apparently, he caught the head of security or police over at CSUB. Something ain't right over there. I'll break into it. Plus, we'll talk a little bit about Venezuela and Tim Waltz and two of my favorite things, McRibs and Disneyland. Stick around to find out what I mean. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show. Weekdays from 3 to...
What's Chris coming in for? What's Chris coming in for? What did we do, Christopher? What did we do? Huh? Should I mute this? Uh-oh, I got to mute this, you guys.
It's nothing bad.
It's serious.
No, it's not serious.
You ain't got dry clothes. You ain't got one pair of dry clothes. We might have an extended version of the JR Show. No, he'll be here on time. Bailey's dryer is acting up, apparently. It's not even his dryer. I think it's the complexes. He'll tell you about it. What's up, you guys? Welcome to 2026, finally. Ladies, I ain't gay, but JR is one of them. Ray, here's looking at you. And I ain't gay either, by the way. D-boy looking like a Latino Fabio. Yeah, there you go, bro. See the hair? The hair flows. Just flows. Don't be jealous. Don't be mad, y'all. Bad parents help create bad kids. I always say, the saying used to be some people's kids, and I changed it to some people's parents. Only to a certain point, though, right? Right? Because I know of situations where there's maybe 2 or 3 kids in one household, all being raised the same exact way, where one veers off. I mean, it happens. So I always say to a certain age or to a certain point, yes, it's parents. Did you raise them to that age? Yes. But man, 17-year-old gang members, it's just, that's sad. Jared, describing the same issue as to why I do not intervene in school violence anymore. We are supposed to intervene, but I do not, so I don't get hurt by a student. I mean, not only that, Sergio, but lawsuits these days, man. And I'll talk about lawsuits later in the show. Got to get back in, you guys. You guys are funny. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. It's 2026. Have you got mixed up yet, Chris? Have you wrote in 2025 at all?
Actually, I was doing really, really good up
Uh-huh.
until like 20 minutes ago when I made a
Oh.
new folder and it was 2025. I said, no, I've been doing so good this entire time too. I hadn't messed up once.
It used to be the thing when the New Year struck was with checks. Everybody would be like,
Right.
okay, make
Right.
sure when you're writing your check. But who writes checks anymore?
I mean,
Old people, Chris. You can say it. That's okay.
Look, man, I still say it's an adequate form of paying somebody, but you're right. At this point, you might as well just go digital and just go Venmo or Zelle or whatever.
Use your
everybody else
debit
uses.
card. Apple. I, the one who hates technology and it took me forever just to have a bank account. I didn't have a bank account until I had a daughter because I did not trust my money inside of a bank account. Yes, if you want to go down rabbit holes with me and conspiracy theories, I'll go down there with you, just not here. But I have even come to go, you know what, JR? Just get in with the Apple Pay or the Google Wallet, your wallet on your phone. It's got my debit card now, and it's got it's convenient, except for at Walmart. Why is Walmart the only place that doesn't have Apple Pay? The dollar store. That's not even the dollar store, by the way, anymore. So don't even get me started. It shouldn't even be called Dollar Tree. Everything in there costs more than $1. Even the dollar store has the Apple Pay, tap to pay. Now, Walmart, come on. Step it up, Sam. Walton. Yeah. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN if you guys want to chime in at any time. Do we have anything on the text board, sir? I didn't even give out the numbers. So
I just got one here. It
Oh, what you got?
says, I hate to say it, but I hope they try all those 17-year-olds as adults.
Yes. Yes and yes. And it looked like, and maybe I was mistaken just from, and I can post a video online because, like I said, I witnessed them. If it was them, from what is being described as they were arrested Saturday morning in the 500 block of H Street, that's exactly where I was watching somebody get arrested on Saturday morning. And so if it's these two kids, it looked like they were in a vehicle that they fled from, and they were trying to hide behind houses and another business on H Street. And there was two females that were also placed in handcuffs with them. And if those two females were trying to becoming accomplices in any kind of way and trying to get these kids away from the cops, then I hope they get tried too. We have to start holding people accountable for the rules that they break. For too long, not only in this state, but a lot, we have just become very soft on crime for whatever reason. And I heard somebody describe it to me as we've become more about trying in the process of handing down sentences to criminals. We've tried to make it more about preventing future crimes than somebody having to actually pay for the crime that they've committed. And that's too bad. That's unfortunate. We need to get back to being tough on crime and just putting people in jail. I'm sorry. And you know what? I'm not sorry. Not sorry. Stop apologizing this year too. 661-842-5376 if you guys want to chime in at any time. We got about a minute before we get to the bottom of the hour news. Before we do, two different officers that have been caught in scandal. You guys remember BPD Detective Mark Lugo, who's facing child pornography charges for that, contacting a minor in South Carolina to send him all kinds of photos, and turns out he was a detective for the Special Victims Unit. Finally, they've at least suspended his peace officer certificate. Well, at least they suspended it. I get it, but at the same time, I don't. And another officer had his certificate suspended for sleeping with the woman that he showed up to help one time. I'll describe it after the break. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A trial is underway in Texas for a former police officer who is part of the
Hold on.
waited more than an hour to confront the gunman. The Secret Service says
That's interesting. Police officers in the Uvalde shooting are on trial for not protecting kids because they took over more than an hour to go into the school. And my initial reaction is I struggle with that. I guess they weren't performing the duties to which they swore to do. But is that criminal? Like, is being a coward criminal? Is being a coward and not running into now? And I know we just got done talking about intervening in crimes, but these are police officers, so their job is to intervene in a crime. And if they don't, is that a crime? It's a great question. I don't know the answer. He said that it's cowardice to not have gone in there and helped the kids. I mean, at some point, even if you hear shooting, you have to find a way into that room regardless and just go in. But is being a coward a crime? If you're a police officer, maybe. Interesting. Let's see what y'all are. So you're a 5. I did a sub job at West High School. The original did intervene and put his hands on the 2 students. He got escorted off campus. Yep. Where am I at? He was allowed to clear his classroom at winter break. I will say the training and what we were told to do are 2 different things. Show intro was 20 minutes. How are you going to cover all that in less than an hour? We need more time with you. I'm trying, D-boy. I'm trying. Hey, by the way, D-boy, I used the services yesterday. Very much impressed. I like the t-shirt, JR. Gordon, if you need a Kern Radio shirt, let me know. I'll try to set you up with one. Find a hider of my own. Daddy's gonna love one and all. I feel the break. Welcome back. What? Why do you shake your head at me, Chris? 661-842-5376. I shouldn't sing. I know. It's the Bailey rule. Nobody else gets to sing but Ralph Bailey. 661-842-5376. If you guys want to chime in at any time, welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's 2026. Finally. After the long weekend of ending 2025. I know it was actually New Year's Day last Thursday, but come on. Oh, and I don't want to see any more Christmas lights. Turn them off, take them down, okay? I give you through the weekend of New Year's, but after that, it's got to go. And what do I see when I walk in here, Chris? What's the first thing you see when you walk in the front door of our building?
You go Christmas tree?
I told Jay Reed from down the hall, Hot 94.1, told my boy Jay Reed, who has an office right next door to mine, I said, Jay, I'm about to pull that Christmas tree down here. And
you know dang well it ain't leaving until February.
I'm gonna throw it in Studio 99.
It's a fake tree. It'll be fine.
But we can't have customers coming in tomorrow to pick up things, Chris, and there's a tree sitting there.
Sure, we can.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is your tree still up?
I don't have one.
See?
I never had one.
Just saying.
I don't make that kind of money. I don't make Christmas tree money.
You should have went on the auction, got a fake one. That's what
True.
I did. That's what I did. But all the Christmas stuff has to be put away now. No more Christmas lights. I was walking Tinkerbell last night in the neighborhood, and I saw a couple Christmas lights still on, and I'm giving them grace. I said, tonight's your last night. I don't want to walk the neighborhood tomorrow night and those Christmas lights be on. Just saying. I was telling you before we went to the break about 2 different Bakersfield police officers involved in things that they shouldn't have been doing. The one was BPD Detective Mark Lugo, who was talking to a 15-year-old in South Carolina, having him send sexually explicit material and the such. And turns out he was a detective for the Special Victims Unit. So the person that he was victimizing is the very people that he was supposed to also be protecting. Well, he's due in federal court in Fresno on January 28th. Thankfully, a temporary suspension has been placed on his peace officer certificate, so he can't go to some other jurisdiction and apply for a job there, thankfully. And another person who wasn't going to be able to do that, another former officer, Ruben Martinez Jr., was apparently on duty as a BPD when he responded to a report of stalking back in June of 2022. At the time, then Officer Martinez spoke with the victim and family members, then met with her alone at her home to finish up the interview. He left, turning off his body-worn camera. 30 minutes later, Officer Martinez returned and engaged in a sex act with her. According to a report filed by the State Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Training, he would return on subsequent dates, meaning many more times, for more sexual liaisons, apparently, while off duty. The woman would later bring a complaint against Martinez, prompting an internal investigation and ultimately resulting in the surrender of his peace officer certificate back in August after it was determined he lied to the BPD. So now he can't work for law enforcement either, which makes me just go, what the heck is it going on at the BPD? And why, if she was willing to, and yeah, I'm just going to say it, why was she was just allegedly willing to sleep with them or perform sex acts, apparently, more than once, not only that night, but multiple times after that, and then finally go, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and file that complaint now. What happened over the course of those different the sex acts? What happened in between there that all of a sudden she got fed up and decided to file a complaint? I'm just curious. Because if she felt like she was taking advantage the first night when he showed up to investigate the stalking call, and he came back 30 minutes later and then slept with her, or whatever happened between the two of them, if she didn't file the complaint then, and then he came back not once, but apparently subsequent dates, whenever I see an S, that means plural. At what point did she finally feel like, oh, you know what, this probably shouldn't be happening? That ain't none of my business, I guess. Goodness gracious. And then what else was here locally? Was that it locally that I wanted to talk about? Oh, they had the short delay in the DUI for the Christmas parade driver. The thing is 3 years old. 3 years old, and they're barely going to put that guy on trial next Monday.
Throw the book at him.
The guy's almost 70. So he's
Throw the book at him. He almost ruined Christmas.
He did ruin Christmas. He ruined the Christmas parade. He ruined some people's Christmas that weekend.
And then went and did it again.
And then, of course, because it's Bakersfield and Kern County, what did we do? Oh, here you go. Go ahead and leave on your own recognizance. It's fine. You know, you just don't drink and drive again.
You know what's
Don't
fun?
drink and drive.
And did we ever figure out what bar served him?
No.
Because I'd be willing to bet that the same bar served him again a couple weeks later. I'd be I'm telling you, people don't go to multiple
I wouldn't
bars.
doubt it.
They find one that they like,
Well,
and they go and get hammered at that bar.
Yeah, old guys. They just that's it. They have their one drinking hole, and that's about it. They don't go anywhere else.
I'm just saying.
Don't end up that guy. Don't end up the old guy at the bar. How about that?
That's also true.
Don't end up.
That's also true.
Because what happens is, yeah, you're right. They started going there when they were 20s. You know what I mean? And then they never fell in love. Nobody ever wanted to date them, and they just finally, just the old guy at
They
the
just
bar.
never left.
They just never left. They keep showing up, hoping one day that one woman will come through the door and save them from their loneliness. Don't end up that guy, Christopher. Don't end up that guy. National news to look at, of course, here. You guys know me. I don't cover very many national stories. I like to stick local as much as I can, but you can't ignore what the president and has done over the weekend when it comes to Venezuela and capturing their president. What's crazy is, I'm just going to go ahead and just call out all the sides, right? Because that's what I do. The hypocrisy. I think I posted on Facebook the next morning or the morning of, or whatever it was. And I said, it's crazy, or it's not crazy. I think I said it's sad, because it's more sad than crazy, that I can predict how and I said my friends list, and I put that in quotes because it's Facebook. I'm sorry. Just because you're my friend on Facebook doesn't mean we're really friends. I hate to break that news to you, but my friends list, I said, I can almost, and I have friends that sit on both sides of the aisle. I don't block people. I don't mute people or silence them for 30 days. I let people send me whatever they want to send me. Trust me, Danny, I get your messages every single day. Sorry if I don't respond, but I do get them. And I said, it's sad that I can predict your response to this depending on what aisle you sit in. And I know that's kind of been, but it seems like it's just been worse. Like there's no looking at things objectional anymore. There's just not. You either hate the president and anything that he does is going to be wrong. The guy could cure cancer. Like I truly believe, I really, truly, firmly believe that Donald Trump himself could be, I don't think he could become a scientist and cure cancer. I'm saying, I think that if he did cure cancer, the people that hate him would find something wrong with it. Like seriously, they would boycott like the cancer defeating drug because it was Donald Trump. I think it gets that bad. And I know people will chime in and say it's Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, it's a real thing. Whatever, I don't care. But then I have to look at the other side and say, there's some of y'all that love this man so much that he can't do anything wrong. And I'm scared of those people too. And I was going to go out today, and I'm going to go out tomorrow morning and just go out and ask people how they feel. Because I'm really curious, is it just people regurgitating sound bites of whatever you've been listening to all day? Of whatever pundit you like, and that's what they said. Well, they took down he wasn't the president. You know what I mean? You don't agree with him taking down a drug dealer? Well, I do. But at the same time, I've also seen President Trump pardon a drug dealer. And as much as I'm being told the drugs, what I'm really hearing a lot of is oil, oil, oil. And so just for me and my observational eye, and I look at things, like I said, I don't hate Trump enough to hate everything that he does, and I sure as heck don't love Trump. I was going to say enough, but really at all. And I can separate myself from that, though, and be able to look at the decisions that he makes as a leader from an objectional standpoint, with taking my feelings for the man out of it. And that's what the problem is here. We can't even look at it. And so that's my first observation of people's response to it, at least. And I've had plenty of conversations with people from both sides, and I hear the same things again about both sides. Oh, it's not about drugs, it's about oil. Yeah, maybe you're right. Because Trump on the plane was talking about today, with the oil companies are ready to go, boy, they're rearing up. And they asked him, did you talk to oil companies before or after? Well, both. Got to be ready. And so I question, was it about drugs? Was it about oil? And then there's remember the rallies that we had? When was it? The No King's Day rallies. But then all of a sudden you have this propped up president in Venezuela, but he's cool. We don't want kings, just drug lords running countries. That's fine. But Donald Trump being a king, that's not okay. I just call out the hypocrisies. That's all. It's just I see them and I go, and again, it's both sides. It's both sides. Just look at things objectionally again. Just be able to take off your emotions from whoever and just be able to look at a situation and go, was this right? Should we have done this? Should we have done this? Yes. If you're asking me, yes. I heard Marco Rubio on the news channel. Somebody was asking him, well, if you go into this country, how come you couldn't get this person too, and that person too, and this person too? And he's like, do you understand how hard it is to go into a country, not lose not one casualty, not one soldier hurt, be able to go in, get your target, get out? And you want them to do that 4 or 5 different places, is what Marco Rubio said. Okay. And then this whole thing about, he can't do that. The president can't do that. He has to go to Congress first. He can't do that. Y'all didn't say that when Obama was president. Let's just be real. Because Obama got involved in some things that he shouldn't have. At least they brought back the Venezuelan president to trial, right? They could have just dumped him in the middle of the ocean, i.e. Osama bin Laden. Like, oh, trial. Nope, we're just going to dump him in the water on the way back home. Had Trump done that? Gosh, can only imagine what the reporters and all the crazy people would have said. Just when you're gonna speak on something, make sure that you have what should I say here? Make sure you have the position to stand on, right? That you haven't already eliminated yourself from the conversation by being a hypocrite. Because that's the biggest thing, is what I'm going to call out to you immediately in your argument. Well, wait a second, though, and I'll do it to both sides. Again, I'm an independent, and that's what I think I ended my post with that this weekend was, is there any free thinkers left? Is there any independent thinkers? Is there anybody out there that just thinks for themselves again and doesn't just spit out the company line, that's able to look at it and go, in this situation, maybe he was right? That's too hard for some people to say. And again, on the other side of the coin, it's too hard for some people to say, yeah, he was wrong on that one. He probably shouldn't have done that. That's all I'll say about it. Get to a break. On the other side, I'll talk a little bit about Tim Walz and his decision not to run for a third term of governor. Didn't really mention about how his state there is giving away millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, who knows, in fraud. What's the kid's name that put out the thing? Nick Shirley? That went and did that. Is that the YouTuber? Right?
Trying to remember. I think you're right.
Yeah, let me see. I got it written down. Yes, Nick Shirley is the YouTuber that uncovered all the fraud when it comes to daycare facilities in Minnesota.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched a lot of those videos.
Oh yeah, it's legit. He was going up. I mean, there was a place, and it was funny because in Waltz's post, he talked about how, and I shouldn't be doing this now on the way back. He talked about how, oh, I'm going to go, I'm going to let other people worry about elections, and I'm just going to go and do the work. And the kid Shirley commented on X, well, maybe you can go get a job at that learning center. The one that spelled learning wrong? We'll talk about the reasons why Governor Walz has not decided to run and his comments on the fraud. Just people taking advantage of the system. Well, how about poor oversight? Trust me, us Californians know all about that. We'll talk about it on the other side. Plus your comments, 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Tuesday's Armstrong and Getty Show. Well, I guess we run Venezuela now. Who's next? Marco Rubio seems to indicate maybe.
We run Venezuela. Apparently. I will say the training. Let's see. Where are we at in these comments, guys? I like the t-shirt, JR. Thank you. I think I said that already. I worked at a school that they had continuation school on the other half of the campus. And we were told that if I saw a fight, we were supposed to intervene. I was like, nope. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. Maybe at a time back in the day, but not anymore. I remember back when I was in high school, the security guard could get away with a whole lot more. I mean, I've seen security guards jam kids up against walls, slam them onto the ground, and I'm okay with that. If you want to act like a fool at school, and I've always told the administration at my daughter's school in front of my daughter, if she acts up, you got permission. Go ahead. We'll figure out the rest later, but go ahead. I'm not going to get hurt myself, or worse, have someone parent sue me because I put hands on their little angel. That's right, Mary. It's a different world. I sub-teached at high school, so I didn't have to touch. I just called Dean's office. Security came. Yes, it is. You signed up. You have a gun. You have a badge. That's your job. As a teacher, we're defenseless against student violence, and we are defenseless because we never know what a student is carrying. That is very, very true, Sergio. But yes, they carry a gun. They swore a duty to serve and protect, and they failed to protect that day. Agree, Sergio. Thanks, J.R. Gordon. What's that? Oh, has he even shown up?
No.
Ralph's got a busted dryer, y'all, and that's his excuse for being late today. Give him hell. We'll start the show without him. Agree, Sergio, especially us paraprofessional. We have less support and more responsibility. Thankful the last teacher I was with would intervene to protect us. Angela. Oh, Angela, I know you. The tribalism is so predictable. It's sad. People have lost the ability to think critically and for themselves. To quote Thomas Sowell, show me the evidence. Gordon Buckles just sent you email with no subject line. It's a good one. Try Jesus, but don't try these hands. Sergio, I always said this, Sergio. Pray with me, don't play with me. I got Jesus, but I got Southside. Years ago, we spoke out and they rock out. You don't think I know this stuff? This is my era, Chris.
What did I hear the other day? And I was like, oh, I want to hear some more of that. That's what I need to tell Chris to play. Put me some of that on. And I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah, then it's not that important.
It's not. It's music. But it was a song from the 90s, I think. And I said, oh, yeah, that's a good one. We'll add that to the rotation. Totally gone. Getting too dang old. 661-842-5376. Anything on the text board before we talk about?
Yes.
What do you got?
Yeah, I got a couple here.
Yeah.
JR, you need to give us all this money.
Why do they? Drugs? Who's next? People were saying that Cuba's been propped up by cheap Venezuela oil. They sit on the biggest oil reserves, and all of our companies are just chomping at the bit to get in there.
Not to mention natural minerals.
That's why we wanted Greenland, because they have one of the biggest reserves of natural minerals. That's what it's about. There's two things that are important in this world. Resources like oil, gold, now these natural minerals that they're using for what is it, AI and what's the other cars and stuff like that, all those things that go into these chips, the microchips now that they're building with all these minerals that we need. That's what's valuable. That and information. Why do you think Google's so powerful and Facebook and all these places that collect information? People buy that information. Those are the two most powerful things you can have. Money comes and it goes. Information and resources. That's what everything else is based on. 661-842-5376. Anything else?
Did you hear all the bombs on New Year's? I wonder where these people are getting these bombs.
I was on the east side. They get them from the east side.
There was some niggas at our place too.
Was there?
Oh yeah.
There was one that went off by my niece's house, and it was like, wow, that thing felt like it was next door.
I was sitting in my chair watching a movie at midnight, and I could hear it outside. I was like, oh wow, there's a good amount of people around here with some illegals.
Yeah, it was everywhere. Is that all?
One more here says, as a small business owner, where we prefer checks as opposed to credit cards and debit cards because those have fees.
Those
checks do not.
That's why I always try to pay, and especially at local establishments, I always try to pay with cash.
Yeah.
I always try to tip with cash.
Yeah.
At least.
It's also just easier for them to divide.
But yeah, I read an article one time that talked about the how much a dollar really is spent right there when you hit those charges, because now it's only the cost of $1, and that establishment is supposed to get that $1, but now from that $1 they have to pay so much towards the bank fee, and then that $1, once it leaves there, now has been broken down, and now it's not even that $1 anymore, and it leaves the local economy. So try to use cash wherever you can. And who writes checks anymore? Checks. 2026 checks. The NFL had a great weekend. That game last night, boy, that was one to watch. I caught all of the fourth quarter, and that's all you needed to see, because it came down. I was on the edge of my seat for the last, 3 minutes of the game. It went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then the touchdowns, and then the touchdowns, and then they missed the extra point. Pittsburgh and Baltimore last night. They missed the extra point, and I'm like, oh.
To give people some context, the kicker Boswell had made 40 straight extra
40
points.
Hadn't missed in 2 years. And he misses one in the most critical, important time that he could.
This is one of those guys that's known for being very, very reliable.
And then it comes down to now a rookie gets to try to kick it for the win.
Sparky made a good point. Must have been the holy water.
I was about to say, but he didn't realize he wasn't just going against the Steelers. He was going against the Catholic faith, the Jesus man himself. They were throwing holy water on that end of the field before the game. They were throwing holy water. Just, Lord, don't let us lose.
We're going to need to bless the entire field with it with sprinklers in order for them to win.
Man, they're going to turn the sprinklers on with holy water this weekend, boy. Never doubt the power of Jesus. Go and get you some. I got to get out of here. Maybe make room for the Ralph Bailey Show. This is the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
I don't know if Ralph is here. Is Ralph here?
AM 1180.
Is Ralph here?
KERN, Green Acres. This is
I gave my
96.1
serve
FM.
the Protestant handshake. I slipped a 20 in their hand. There you go. Dude, New Year's Eve felt like
News
World
this
War
hour
III.
from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
Yes, it
Venezuela's
did. All right,
captured
y'all, be good.
President
I
and
gotta
First
get out of
Lady
here.
in her
If Ralph's
pleas
not
and
here,
not
I guess I'm
guilty amid
hosting the Ralph
courthouse
Bailey show
protests and
for a
media
little bit.
scrutiny in New York City today.
Never
Correspondent
get
Julie
bet against the
Walker
power of
reports.
Jesus. That's
Security
right,
was
brother.
as tight
All right,
as
man.
it has
I gotta get
ever
out of
been.
here. Stay
Outside the
tuned.
Manhattan
Ralph Bailey show
Federal
coming up.
Courthouse were captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his
Is it
wife
his
Cecilia Flores.